You're the man. You're next.
All
You
right.
got the floor.
Um, I have a presentation. I'm going to call up the group that I'm presenting to. But you know, in light of everything that's been going on, I wanted to share a personal sentiment. Um, Probably back in 2023, yes, I'm sure it was, we we booked a vacation in Maui for last July, and then the fires occurred in Lahaina, and we decided to postpone our trip. That trip got rescheduled for last week. And so while we were in Maui, we arrived there on Saturday the 4th, and we were with my daughter and son-in-law and 3 grandchildren, and we did drive around the Lahaina area. It's sobering to see uh, the, the devastation that the fire caused in Lahaina and all the empty lots and what was left. And then their slow but steady effort to rebuild. There's some temporary housing that was put up, some homes that are being rebuilt, but by and large, most of Lahaina is still leveled. And of course, all of the commercial district is gone. And that was very saddening. Then 2 days later, 3 days later, after arriving to Maui, the fires in Los Angeles, the Palisades, started, and we just couldn't believe what we were seeing on TV. Also very sobering. And then on Wednesday, I got a text from my sister who lives in Altadena with her daughter and her daughter's husband. And she sent videos of houses right down the street from them burning. Their house was safe, but they were evacuated. She's been displaced. My niece has been displaced with her family. And so it's just a reminder of how fragile life can be, especially in the conditions we live in today. Our fires are more intense. Winters are more intense in the Northeast. Hurricanes in the Southeast are more intense. And there's lots of property loss, lives are lost. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that. We felt like we wanted to, share our experience in Hawaii, social media, but it didn't feel appropriate in the moment. At some point in the near future, I'll share pictures, but at the time, it just didn't seem like the thing that we should be doing, celebrating while there was suffering going on. I'm going to use those comments to segue into some recognition here for some of our fire folks that is very significant, and I'm very proud to be able to do this. So at this time, I'd like to call up Chief Bill Weiser, Chief Deputy Jeff Pemberton, and the Paris ECC team to join me up here behind the dais. And as everyone knows, while they're coming up, government enjoys making acronyms for everything. I saw this in the aviation profession when I flew for Delta Airlines, and in the Navy. So you won't be shocked when I say the BOS congratulates the Paris ECC team for their accreditation by the IAED as an EMD Center of Excellence. Nobody knows what that means. So I'll translate. The Board of Supervisors congratulates the Paris Emergency Command Center for their accreditation by the International Academics of Emergency Dispatch as an Emergency Medical Dispatch Center of Excellence. As we all know, fire communication dispatchers are essential lifelines for our community, providing crucial support and guidance during emergencies of all types. To receive this accreditation, emergency dispatchers must meet 20 stringent criteria, adhering to both national and international standards. And this is no easy feat. In fact, the Paris ECC is the first agency within CAL FIRE to achieve this prestigious accreditation. Moving forward, we're now able to implement an emergency communication nurse system where low acuity calls can be triaged by a registered nurse, improving patient access to appropriate care and promoting efficient use of emergency resources. This will serve as a great benefit to our first responders, hospitals, and residents. Chief Weiser, you've built a terrific team here in Riverside County Fire. It says now, would you like to say a few words? But I'm not going to give you the microphone just yet. We've had a number of meetings where we've communicated this vision of where we've arrived. We talked about once we got there, and emergency management was involved in those conversations, how it would make us more efficient, give us the opportunity to better utilize resources, and better serve our county. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor, for those kind words, and I appreciate all the support from not only you, but the rest of the supervisors here on the dais and the executive office as well. Quite frankly, it's these people right here standing next to me that make all this happen. It's not me. They're the ones that worked tirelessly for over 2 years to get this accreditation. It is a big feat, and I really am so very proud of this dedicated staff. There's a lot more. This is just some. I don't know if you heard, but we have a wind event going on right now, as well as a lot of other things in Riverside County. So we had to keep people there. But these are people that I know how hard they worked. They've done such a fantastic job. My hat's off to all of you for all the hard work that you did to make this accreditation happen. It's so important. This is the 13th ECC in California that was able to get this accreditation, and only one of about 320 in the world. It is a big deal. So again, my hat's off to this team. Thank you very much. Deputy Chief Permiton, any words that you wanted to add?
Thank you, Supervisor Washington and Board and Executive Office, and Chief Weiser especially. This was a vision that started back in the early 2000s with just going to the board and asking for approval to buy this program. And it came with a lot of skepticism on behalf of the ECC staff back then. Back then I was wearing a different uniform and was the battalion chief for CAL FIRE in the command center, but I am so incredibly proud of the work that each and every one of you have done to get to this point, because it is not easy. As the chief alluded to, we're the first command center or fire department dispatch center in Riverside County that has achieved this, and we're achieving that while we're answering and dispatching over 200,000 calls a year. And that for a fire agency is incredible. And without your guys' diligence, for the supervisors leading the troops and the support of this board and the executive office, we would have never gotten here. So thank you all for your dedication and hard work.
If you haven't heard me say this before, I'll say it again. Riverside County is the fastest growing county in the state. People want to come and live in Riverside County, and one of the top reasons for that is we have safe communities. You work to create safe communities for our families, for children, for seniors, and we really appreciate all the good work that you do. So I have a proclamation. I'd like to ask my colleagues to join me out front so we can take a picture with the group. And again, congratulations.
Teresa, how do we look?
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Supervisor Washington.